VA1 Radio, VA1 Radio. VA1 Radio, VA1 Radio. Basta all hits, all Pinoy. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan. VA1 Radio, VA1 Radio. 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 Basta all hits, all Pinoy. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan. VA1 Radio, VA1 Radio. 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 VA1 Radio, VA1 Radio.
This is V81 Radio Worldwide. Almighty God, grant us the courage of Jesus Christ, your Son, to face the coronavirus pandemic with trust, strength, compassion, and resiliency. Give us the grace of the Holy Spirit to free us from fear and anxiety, so we may do actions of help and support and look forward to our healing with hope. We pray for the health workers, food liners, maintenance cleaners, logistics abler, government leaders, and volunteers who continuously come together to deliver our daily needs to survive. Guide us from this time of crisis. preserve us in peace, protect the weak and vulnerable, and those who serve the society during this pandemic. This we ask and pray in Jesus' name, our Savior. Amen. Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kantang tatak Pinoy. Kahit nasan ka man, kami ay mapapakinggan. Streaming worldwide. The future of radio in Manila, California, and Hong Kong. This is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin, dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio. Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan. Oh, oh, oh. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio. V81 Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. Dahil mahal namin kayo. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program anchors and producers and do not necessarily reflect the policies and position of this station. Narito na sina Winner B, Dr. D at Carmillennial para sa isang makabuluhang talakayan sa mundo ng startup, akademya at negosyo. Startup Nation. Startup Nation. Startup Nation. Nowhere to go but up. Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio Worldwide.
Good morning, everyone.
Good
Hi,
morning, mga
Winner B.
partners!
Kamusta?
Good
How are you
morning sa
doing?
inyo dyan, sa mga nakikinig sa amin globally dito sa Startup Nation. Dr. D,
Hi,
nandyan na ba
it's
si
very
Dr.
nice.
D? Ayan.
Yes, it's very nice to see everyone worldwide. So, ito na naman po kami. We're so glad to be back. And after last episode's New Normal, we are back to our usual set of topics, and today's segment is very interesting. So, Winner B, i-share ko lang, no? I find this an interesting segment, not because I love funds or money in terms of
Tama.
accounting, yeah,
Alam
but in the past, kasi, ang fundraising, this pertained to voluntary seeking of financial contributions from businesses, government, and charitable institutions. Ngayon, ang dami-dami ng sources of fundraising. Diba? Meron ng mga bangko, microfinance institutions, venture capitalists, and so much more. And siguro, yung experts na natin and yung startup na natin ang mag-share nito based on their experiences. No? But before anything else, of course, I'd like to call on a recent student of mine. His name is Gerald Go. He comes from De La Salle University. No? So, Winner B, are you ready to meet our student co-host from De La Salle University?
Okay.
All right, so Gerald, take it away. Hi. How are you, Gerald?
Oo. Yeah.
How are you? Kamusta? Anong balita sa'yo? Oh, I think Jared's having a little bit of problems with his microphone, no? So just to give you a little background about Jared, Jared was a student of mine in a subject called entrepreneurship and innovation. And he has been very, very active in many organizations. And also, he has been showing much interest in a lot of businesses. In fact, si Gerald, maganda yung kanyang naging business plan. Interesting yung business plan niya. It is something to do with Korean food, no? So
Wow.
unfortunately, nagkaroon ng ECQ. Oh yeah, so Jared, sorry, I'll just finish my story about you because I'm so proud of you, Jared. So nagkaroon ng ECQ, so hindi na natin na ituloy. But now you're here because we feel that you are the best person who could also learn from this episode of fundraising, gaya na napag-usapan natin. So, since you now have your mic back, maybe you'd like to tell us about yourself, Gerald.
Yeah, so my name is Gerard, and I'm currently a second year student at De La Salle University taking up entrepreneurship, and just a little something about myself.
Sure.
Based on the course that I'm taking, I want to be an entrepreneur. And of course, I read books and I watch videos during my free time to just gain knowledge. Since business has a lot of different aspects, so I also want to be an investor and philanthropist because it's important to give back to the world and maybe even an educator like Dr. D. Yeah.
Ang profesora ng mga startup. Well, nakakatuwa, Gerald, no? Kasi, hindi ka pa man nag-start sa business mo, gusto mo na mag-payback, ha? Nakakatuwa yan. Well, maladalas kong marinig yan sa mga millennials today. Nakaka-proud. Kasi, ang mga millennials ngayon talaga namang advanced mag-isip. No? Hindi lamang sa mga love life, pati sa mga business. No? na kagad yung payback. Yan. Maganda yan. Now, Gerald, welcome to Startup Nation.
Yes,
we're so happy na, kahit nasa, difficult times tayo ngayon, lockdown, nakakapagpatuloy pa rin tayo sa show and may mga nakukuha pa rin tayo mga guests like you, Gerald, no? So, thank you.
Thank you.
Normally kasi, normally kasi we do this in the studio, but because of the virus, so the studio decided na magpatuloy pa rin ng mga shows although online na lang. So, again, welcome to Startup Nation. Dito, Gerald, dinidiscuss natin ang buhay ng mga startups. You said nagpaplano ka magkaroon ng sarili mong startup someday. It's very good kasi marami kang matututunan dito. episode 1, we discuss yung status of the Filipino startups today. And then episode 2, we discussed yung ideation, how to properly make your idea uh, into the parang startup world, how to bring about your idea, no, into the startup world. And then it was followed by a market research episode, how to validate whether your idea is feasible, no, for your target market. And then it was followed by prototyping. So when you have an idea, validated na ng market mo, and it's time for you to create your prototype. All right? And then because of the new normal today, we decided to make an episode about the new normal for startups. So that was the previous episode, Gerald. But so
Yes.
today is the continuation of the life cycle of the startups that we're tried to make for the season 1. So today's episode is entitled Fundraising. Yan. So mga nakikinig po sa amin globally, napakaganda po nito kasi alam naman natin kapag walang funds ang isang startup ay mahihirapan ang progress nito, Gerard, no? So
Yes. True.
hindi siya mabilis makaka-graduate from being a startup kasi capitalization is very very important in any
Yes.
business, no. Dr. D, napakagagaling ng mga guests natin ngayon.
Oo naman.
Talagang exciting tong episode na to, and Gerard, please
Yes.
feel free to ask questions. You are
Sure.
our bridge to the millennial audience, millennial market, who is the largest market of today. Kaya
Yeah.
importante ang magiging role mo. Napaka-importante dahil sometimes kapag business ang discussion, it has the tendency to become boring to some ears of our millennials today. Kaya kailangan namin ng bridge, kagaya mo, no, para itawid yung aming mensahe papunta sa kanila. Yan ang role
Yes.
mo, Gerald. Tama ba, Dr. D?
Yes, correct. Magaling yan si Gerard and I am proud of him. So,
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So, of course, magaling na siya. Then, with proper education and ito pang additional learning experience from
yeah.
Startup Nation, I'm
Yes.
very, very sure, Gerard, you'll become a successful entrepreneur someday.
Thank
I
you.
agree with you, Winner B.
All right. So, before we go to our first guest from industry expert, let's have a short break muna, mga partners. So, sa mga nakikinig po sa amin globally, bibitinin namin kayo saglit. Huwag po kayong aalis. Magbabalik po ang Startup Nation. Nowhere to go, but up!
Magbabalik ang Startup Nation. Startup Nation. Startup Nation. Nowhere to go but up. Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio Worldwide. Technology allows us to explore a variety of opportunities. So why not grab one for you? Kickstart your online business with Big Benta. Create an account, visit our store builder, then make your online shop. Be visible, gain customers, and run your business hassle-free. Plus, enjoy the support of our local merchandising team to maximize our platform. Make technology work for you with Big Benta, Pinoy e-commerce site made for you. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local. Kabayan, naho-homesick ka ba? I-download na ang aming mobile app at mag-enjoy sa mga kantang Tatak Pinoy and feel like you're home. The V81 Radio mobile app, available in the App Store and Google Play Store. V81 Radio mobile app, free now, free forever. Tunog Pinoy, Tatak Pinoy, the future of radio. This is your all-hits, all-Pinoy internet radio station. This is V81 Radio Worldwide.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan. Oh, V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
Balikan na natin ang Startup Nation. Startup Nation. Startup Nation. Nowhere to go but up. Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio Worldwide.
Alright, nagbabalik po ang Startup Nation. Partners, andyan pa ba kayo?
Yes, of course. Dito.
Alright. So before tayo mag-proceed sa ating segment, special segment for today, ito, banggitin ko lang ating mga supportive sponsors. Number one, of course, Mr. Fluffy, the Cotton Candy Company, Snow Refit Milk Tea,
Mr. Fluffy.
and of course, Mr. Geek, your web, mobile, and innovations company. Mga partners, kapag kailangan nyo ng website, mobile app, or any kind of software development service, please contact Mr. Geek. Ayan. At partner, Dr. D, may bago tayong sponsor.
Ay, sino?
Ayan.
Sino yan, Winner B?
Si Consuelo Coffee.
Wow.
Yan ang coffee po ngayon. Yes, ang masarap na
Ay,
coffee
naman
ngayon.
ako.
Ayan.
Kailangan ko yan.
Yes. Regular na natin silang makakasama sa ating mga episodes, guys.
Thank you very much, Consuelo, for your support. We're very happy.
Oo. So, okay. Dr. D, huwag na natin patagalin to at napakaganda ng ating pag-uusapan today. Fundraising, mga partners. Napaka-importante nito. Lalong-lalo na sa mga startup.
Oo,
Dr. D, pakilala mo na.
Oo, bago ang lahat, Winner B, no? Nice ko lang pasalamatan ang parents ni Gerald for allowing him.
Oh, yes.
So Hotsaki,
Tita.
Auntie Elizabeth, and Uncle Jackson ko, Tosia for allowing Gerald to be part of this show. And we are also live streamed via COVID Diaries, the Millennial Collaboration. So for all of the viewers out there, hello and thank you. You will learn a lot from this show. So to proceed, our industry expert is a member of the Evaluation Committee of the Manila Angel Investors Network, or MAIN. So this is the largest committed private investors network in the Philippines. It was formed 4 years ago, in 2016, to support the country's startup ecosystem. So what they do is they connect investors with the early stage company. So partner, pansinin mo, perfect na perfect ito. Kasi it's
Sobra.
for those in the early stage pa lang. Okay? So aside from providing capital funding, the members of the company also provide mentorship, which is key. Kasi hindi naman pwedeng ibigay mo na lang ang pera, di ba partner?
Oo.
Kailangan syempre i-guide mo din sila. And more importantly, they are also giving open networking communities. Kasi nga, bago ka, di ba? Meron kang funds. So, sinong hahanapin mo? Paano ka maghahanap ng network? So, without further ado, I would like to introduce a good and very smart friend of mine, Mr. Aya Laraya. Take it away, Aya.
Hi, good
Hello.
morning. Laura.
Good
Hi,
morning.
William. Nice to see you again. Nice to see everyone is still healthy and okay after everything that's happened for the past almost 3 months na. So thank you for
sir.
having me here again. Last time I was here, we were discussing other startup matters then. So today, I guess we're discussing funding.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So,
sir.
nice.
Welcome po.
Yes.
Yeah. Sir Aya, sobrang honored and natutuwa po kami at pinagbigyan nyo kami today. Kasi alam naman po natin na ang ating situation today ay kakaiba. Pero still, you found time to share with us your experiences and wisdom, sir, para sa ating mga nakikinig globally.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. So I guess today we're going to discuss nga about yung funding.
Oh, sir,
Yes.
yes.
Of course, at the end of the day naman, pag magtatayo ka ng negosyo, lahat naman nangangailangan ng kapital eh.
Totoo
Big,
po.
small, whatever the size of the business is, end of the day, everyone needs money. Diba? Yung nga sinasabi nila, you can't make money without money. Kahit mali,
Yes, sir.
kailangan mo pa rin, di ba, maglabas ng pera to run and grow any business.
Yes, sir.
So, sinasabi na, syempre, some businesses, sasabihin nga, di ba, laway lang kailangan, pwede kang magsimula. Totoo yun.
Marami pong nagsasabi noon, sir, no?
Pero, para palakihin yan, hindi na lang laway kailangan mo.
Yeah.
You will, of course, need money. And more specifically, other people's money. Kasi unless, syempre, pinanganak kang bilyonaryo yung pamilya mo, mayaman na kayo. And actually, kahit naman sila, mas madalas nga ginagamit nila pera ng ibang tao, kaya nga sila mayaman eh.
Saka sa Filipino caser ng mga startups, bihira po yung pinanganak na mayaman eh.
Oo, yun nga eh. So, of course, you need help eh. And that's one reason nga, Maine is around. We look for promising startups and we sort of match them with people who are looking to fund promising startups. So,
Yes, sir.
Yun yung ano natin.
Sir, first question ko.
Yes.
Napaka-prestigious kasi ng Maine for us startups. Paano po yan nag-start? Paano kayo nakita-kita, mga angel investors?
Well, actually, I was later additional lang, late naman ako sumali doon when they started. It really formed from the initiative of several high net worth individuals who gusto nag-invest pero tahimik lang. Diba? Because there are a lot of people naman, hindi naman nila gusto nagpe-press release, but they were looking for two things. Of course, the first thing was they wanted to really help other people because yung spirit naman of philanthropy and helping, syempre pag meron ka na, after a while, you feel the need then sometimes to give back. So, yung mga founders talaga ng Maine, they were thinking on one hand, you know what? Wala naman talaga because they would be approached by people who would ask them for funding for small businesses to medium businesses. But wala nga talagang system eh. Na, okay, so pag ako may negosyo, ano ba yung proseso? I have a good idea. Let's say from the simplest thing. Let's say I just have a nice cake. Sabi natin, masarap ako mag-bake ng cake or something. Paano papalakihin yan? To, of course, nag-evolve yan to ngayon, syempre, mga tech-based businesses. Diba? You have all of these apps, you have all of these platforms, you have all of these systems na syempre, kung tech yan, talagang maglalabas ka ng pera. Diba? Kasi you have to pay for your servers, you have to pay for your developers, at kahit ikaw mismo yung magko-code, you still need to pay for online resources like yung cloud mo, yung mga, syempre, yung apps na, yung pag-license mo lang para magpalista ka sa Apple, kailangan magbabayad ka if you want your app to be available on the Apple App Store. Syempre, dapat may pera ka, pambayad doon. Tapos, yung pag-upgrade pa nung app mo. Diba? Of course, because every time the iOS or the Android OS upgrades, dapat upgrade din yung technology mo. So, gagastos ka na naman doon. So, money really is very critical for any startup. And that is why organizations like Maine, of course, hindi lang naman kami nag-iisa. There are others also, both in the Philippines and in the region. But Maine is one of the, if not the one of the largest in the country na talagang dedicated network of people who are really looking. Kasi matching yan eh. Kasi syempre ikaw, when you do have money, you're looking for ways to always, shall we say, efficiently deploy that money.
Yeah.
Diba? We all know naman that just because you have a lot of money, unless may ginagawa yan, ang bilis maubos eh. So,
Totoo,
you think
sir.
money yan, unless you deploy it properly, mauubos din yan. And people believe that a good idea, a good business is really one of the best investments around. People talk about the stock market, it's true. Pero syempre, pag naunahan mo pa yan, isipin mo na lang yung mga unang pumasok to the big companies today, yung companies like Amazon, diba? Facebook, of course, Apple. Way back when, nagsisimula yan, parang ganun. Yan yung mga talagang super na kumita ng malaki. And that is what people who fund startups are looking for. It's a very high-risk, high-return endeavor. Because you all know the statistics naman eh. Significantly, mas maraming businesses, new businesses, startups fail than succeed. Some people nga say that less than 2 in 10 or less than 1 in 10 nga daw talagang nagiging viable. Diba? Na kahit maganda yung idea mo, maganda yung produkto mo, maganda serbisyo mo, hindi guarantee yun na lalago yung negosyo mo or even that it will actually survive the first couple of years. And for many businesses, it's the first couple of years na talagang key eh. Yeah. So,
Sir Aya.
Yes.
Yeah, Sir Aya, napapag-usapan po yung pagpili nyo ng mga businesses. Since nasa evaluations committee po kayo ng Manila Angel Investors Network or MAIN, ano po ba yung mga criteria na usually nahanap nyo sa mga humihingi ng funding sa inyo?
Okay, so dalawa yan eh. It's basically two things eh. Two general things. One is the idea. Diba? Is the idea actually something that is viable? Yeah. And two is the team, the people behind it. They both have to be good. Kasi maganda nga idea mo, but if execution is poor, wala ring mangyayari. Yeah. But if you have a good team, tapos pangit yung idea, then they end up just wasting their time also. So yun yung mga titignan mo. Of course, it will go back and forth eh. Some people will value the idea more. Some people will value the team more because there are arguments to be made for both. Okay, the idea is not initially good. It's not initially promising. But if the team is good, maybe they can pivot to a better model, shall we say. So yun yung tignan. Tapos kung, of course, kung maganda naman yung idea, minsan kahit hindi masyadong magaling yung mga tao, just because the idea is so good, then maybe potentially they can be mentored naman to do a better job. So, but in general, those are the two things na talagang titignan eh. Yung idea mo ba, may business case ba talaga dyan? Because that's a very big difference eh. Just because you have a good idea, you have a good product, it does not mean it will make a good business. So, yun yung dapat maintindihan natin. Maganda yung it can even be something that is socially valuable. We hear about social enterprise and all of those things. But of course, unless you are going to take an NGO model na talagang not-for-profit ka, hindi ka talaga gusto kumita, you just want to do something, then it has to be economically viable, sinasabi nila. Dapat yung negosyo mismo viable. Hindi yung, magandang idea to, marami akong matutulungan. Good. Then maybe NGO ang approach mo. Kasi pag hindi, maganda naman yung idea. If like let's say the economics don't make sense, it's too expensive to produce or provide, hindi pa rin hindi pa rin uusbong talaga yon.
All right, sir. Second question po. Kasi syempre yung mga startups natin na nakikinig, sometimes hindi nila alam tong mga terminologies like angel investment, 'di ba?
Mhm.
Sometimes to some, no, it may be, something new to them. Ang alam lang nila fundraising. But
Yes.
why the term angel in
Well,
the angel investors?
yeah, well, ano yan eh. There are basically naman, to simplify it talaga, parang there are three major sources naman of funding for a startup. Okay, we're talking startup yung talagang nagsisimula pa lang. So ang
Yes, sir.
unang-una, ang tinatawag natin dyan, yung sinasabi nilang bootstrapping. Ngayon, pag bootstrapping, yan yung pera mo, pera ng magulang mo, ng kapatid mo, ng tito mo, ng ninong mo, ng ninang mo. Yung mga sinasabi nating KKB, yung kaibigan, kamag-anak, barkada, yun yung unang source naman talaga ng funding ng maraming startups eh. Ma'am, pare, may idea ko.
Oo.
Baka naman pwedeng mag-invest ka sa idea ko kasi ganito, ganon. And that's really the funding of first resort. And of course, for a lot of young people, especially, it can likely be that rich ninong, that rich tito, na lalapitan nila, sabihin nila, tito or ninong, may gusto sana akong itayong business can you help me get started? That's a very Filipino way of doing things, di ba? Kasi kaya nga tayo, di ba, pag kinakasal or sa binyag, meron tayo, gusto natin, may mayamang ninong, mayamang ganon. So that pag lumaki na tayo, may nalalapitan din tayo para tumulong sa atin. That's us. So yun talaga yung unang source, di ba? And these people naman, hindi naman talaga sila naghahanap ng kita in many cases. Gusto ka lang talagang tulungan. And it's usually cemented by either blood or other relationships. Like you said, ninong mo, tita mo. Kahit hindi yung blood, tito, tita. Ang Pilipino naman, lahat na lang tito, tita Di ba? Ganun naman tayo So, yun yung mga unang lalapitan nila. At yan yung bootstrapping.
Yes, sir.
Siyempre, importante din yung sariling pera nung tao. Because sa main, one of the things we look at is, ikaw ba naniniwala sa idea mo na you found a way to raise money on your own to back your idea? Kasi minsan makikita mo, may idea ako. Pero pag tinanong mo, sige, naglagay ka ng pera dyan sa idea mo. Wala akong pera That's not going to fly. Kasi kung ikaw mismo natatakot ka maglagay ng pera sa sarili mong idea na ikaw mismo ang mag-execute, hindi masyadong magandang sign yon. Because that means you can just walk away. Diba? So, yung bootstrapping, critical yan And it will also hopefully begin to show you the importance of how to manage money. Kasi madaling gastusin pag pera ng ibang tao Diba? So, kahit ano pa yan, pag pera ng ibang tao, pero pag pera mo yan, ay talagang lahat babantayan mo. Kasi sa'yo So, bootstrapping is the real first source. And to go back to yung second, sinatawag na yung mga angels. So, bakit angel investor? Kasi nga, syempre, kumbaga may content na rin yan, is they are willing to give money and don't really ask for a lot in return in terms of control or in terms of, shall we say, special accommodations. So, they are willing to take large amounts of risk, pero sila may pinakamalaking potential para kumita because they are there pretty much from the beginning. So, yung mga taong, kumbaga, willing, sige, bibigyan kita ganitong amount and I understand it's a new business and I can potentially lose all my money. Kumbaga, tipong all or nothing Kasi in many cases, pag startup, wala ka pa namang revenue. In many cases, baka prototype lang ang hawak mo. Wala ka pa talagang production if you are producing a material good talaga. So that is where angels can come in. They will say, sige, I will fund your first shipment, again, of whatever that good is. Let's say you make widgets or you make shoes or something. To be commercially viable, alam naman gagawa ka ng sapatos pa isa-isa. Diba? So, dapat 10, 50, 100, dapat may inventaryo ka na. At least for that one batch to see kung kaya ba talaga nung sistema mo, yung sinasabi mo. So that is where angels can come in. They can say, sige, here's money. Walang interest yan. There is no interest component. Diba? Kasi nga, wala namang, saan kukunin? Diba? Kasi kung immediately at this stage, may interest na yan, hindi talaga mabubuhay yung startup. That's why angels, if it's really an angel investor, they should not be charging interest. Diba? Pag nagcha-charge na yan ng interest, hindi na angel yan. Loan na yan eh. Diba? And if it's other more, shall we say, complex setups, again, you are moving away from the concept of being an angel. Kaya nga tinatawag na angel para kang anghel bibigyan mo ka ng pera, hindi ka masyadong makikialam dun sa pagpapatakbo ko, sa idea ko. And then we just reap the benefits together, hopefully. So a lot of it really is based on initial impressions. So, kasi as an angel, wala kang track record And if this is your first startup, the product has no track record. The proponent, the entrepreneur potentially has no track record. It's really their first idea. So, ano nga naman talaga yung magiging basis ko to give money? Kasi wala namang financials yan, di ba? Wala Wala talaga, just an idea, a concept. That is where really angels come in. And then the third stage, yan ay mga talagang formal. This is where you're talking about yung mga venture capitalists. This is where you're talking about yung mga hedge funds, or in some countries, they call them family offices, na very formal na usapan. Itong mga to, makikialam na to potentially sa pagpapatakbo ng kumpanya. And if they really put in significant amounts of money, they can actually kick out the founder. I mean, we all know the story of Steve Jobs getting kicked out of Apple by his investor. So, ganun na ang laban nun. Yun talaga, ano na yun. That will be governed na talaga by very strict laws. Meron ng board control na usapan yan, di ba? If they get control of the board, they can actually decide how the company will be run, and it can go against the initial designs of the founders. So, yun yung mga talagang three basic classifications. And pag sa angel, hindi pa makikialam yan. They want you to show us what you've got nga. Sige, here's money. Show us what you've got. Diba? And if we lose money, we understand the risk. And as long as there is no, syempre, crime, like embezzlement, ganon, hindi ka naman namin ide-demanda. Kasi we understand the risk. Pero, yun nga, hindi naman pwedeng biglang pag binigyan ka ng pera, biglang magta-travel ka na. Diba? At biglang yung binigay sa yung pera, ginastos mo na sa lifestyle mo. Hindi naman, well, sorry for the word, they are not that stupid naman. Diba? They will still require, proof that you use the money properly. But it is still very, how we say, hindi pa confrontational so much at this stage, because nga, they want you to show them what you can do. Diba? And then, pag napakita mo na, you've made, let's say, 2-3 shipments of your product, or you have X number of subscribers on your online platform, then you can go on to the other stage. Yan yung talaga dapat may track record na. Di ba? Sa mundo naman ng startups, ang isang importanteng usapan is traction. Di ba? Does your product, is it gaining traction? Diba? Ginagamit ba talaga yan? Binibili ba talaga yan? Just because it is good does not automatically mean people will buy it. Diba? Okay ba yung marketing mo? Okay ba yung support mo? And that is where the formal big funds, yung mga VCs natin, will come in. And normally, they come in if the question now is scaling. Gusto mo nang scale. You want to go national, you want to go regional, you want to go global. Yan potentially VC na kinakausap.
Nice. Very well said. Seraya, napakarami na po namin natututunan sa mga unang sandali pa lang with you.
Okay.
So mga startups, narinig niyo po yun. Kapag kaubos na ang inyong mga kaibigan, kamag-anak, mga tito, tita, nahingan nyo na ng funding at kailangan nyo pa, the next people that you should go to are the angels. No? Kaya sila tinawag na angel, mga anghel sila sa atin, bigay ng langit para tumulong. Yan, di ba? Dr. D, baka may tanong ka.
Actually, I was gonna say that nga, talaga namang totoong anghel sila. Kasi it's very interesting, no? And I appreciate that Sir Aya made the difference between those na angels na wala nga namang interest na binibigay as compared to the typical loans that we get. I'm just wondering, no? Is there a particular profile for angels to join Maine? Or can anybody just be part of Maine or apply for Maine?
Well, number one, of course, I mean, again, it will really sound medyo elitist, sabihin na natin. Number one, you have to have money. Because the membership of Maine, they are there to really look and fund startups, hindi lang makipag-social-social.
Yes.
So that really is the first qualification. And you also have to have the temperament for startup investing. Hindi ka pwedeng nervyoso. Because like I said, startups, a huge percentage of them fail outright. Hindi naman nagnakaw yung tao. Ginawa naman talaga niya lahat ng magagawa niya. But like for example, like this, may negosyo ka. You were really getting ready to ship out. Tinamaan ka ng COVID tapos hindi makapag-deliver ng produkto yung kumpanya mo. Or what do you do? Diba? That's why nga there have been so many articles as to how COVID has really negatively impacted many startups. Yeah, so, pag angel ka, mangyayari yun. Huwag ka magalit. Diba? Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin bigla na, bobo yung tao, ganyan-ganyan, nanloko siya. Hindi nga eh. Diba? You have to understand that risk. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na, dapat sure kikita ko. Ay, walang ganun. In fact, kaya nga angel, most of their investments are expected to fail. And yet, they keep doing it. Of course, hindi naman lahat ng kumpanya babatuhan mo ng pera. Kaya nga, what we do in the evaluation committee is titignan na namin nga. Kumbaga, titignan mo na before you allow other people to put does it have legs? Does the idea have legs? Diba? Yung people, do they have the proper skills? And when it comes to funding, that is really one thing we focus on. Because to me, given the number of startups I've listened to, ang pinakakulang na nakikita ko in many teams is, sino hahawak ng pera? I mean, if you look at it, syempre, let's say you're a tech company. Kung tech company ka, this is my favorite example. Kung tech company ka, hindi ka kukuha ng Chief Technology Officer o CTO na walang tech background. Does that make sense?
That's very true. Yeah.
Diba? Hindi. At yung CTO mo, hindi pwedeng natuto lang yan, kumbaga, na walang structure. Ay, nag-Google lang siya, nag-Facebook lang siya, nag-YouTube lang siya, CTO na siya. You need a specific skill set eh. Tama?
Yes, true.
So,
very true.
My comment to many startups is, yung tao ba, the CFO, the Chief Financial Officer, were they actually trained to manage money? Yun yung unang tinitignan namin because you're asking for other people's money. In many cases, you're asking for millions of pesos of other people's money. If that is the case, sino sa team nyo ang may skills, either through experience or through training, na maghawak ng ganong kalaking pera? Diba? If you've never held 10 million pesos in your hand before, and you were never trained as to what to do if you actually had 10 million pesos in your hand, how can you suddenly tell me that if I give you 10 million pesos now, you will know exactly what to do with it? What is the basis of that confidence?
I totally agree.
Diba? Kasi napapansin ko, normally sa founding teams, yung CFO, yan yung tao na wala nang mabigyan ng ibang posisyon eh.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be CEO. True. Okay, ikaw yung CEO. Everyone wants to be the CTO because that's sexy. You're the Chief Technology Officer. Everyone wants to be the Marketing Officer because ikaw yung gagastos ng pera eh. Di ba? Ikaw yung magbibigay ng pera for all of these marketing initiatives. Ikaw ang maghahalubilo sa mga sponsors. All of that. Who manages the money? That is also something. Di ba? Kasi nga, konti na lang nga pera mo eh. And believe me, if you've never held money, tas biglang, nabigyan ka na ng 10 milyon, there is a very strong temptation to suddenly buy everything with all the bells and whistles. Diba? Biglang, dati, generic notebook lang yung ginagamit ko, nakakapag-code ako. Nabigyan ako ng pera, biglang bibili na ako ng super high-powered machine. Or worse yet, biglang, gusto ko na rin ng Apple. Teka muna. Diba? Bakit ka bibili ng Apple? May 10 million ako eh. Ngayon, dahil may 10 million ka, bibili ka na ng Apple? Diba? Is that really the best way to use the money? Tapos yung mga policies pa. And again, the mistake is a lot of people believe na pag accountant ka, ikaw na dapat yon. Hindi. It's a different skill set.
Yes,
Accountant,
I totally agree.
the training of an accountant is to look backwards. Ano nangyari? That is the training of an accountant. They are not trained really to look forward. Saan manggagaling ang pera? Saan ilalagay ang pera? That an accountant is not really trained to do that. I'm not saying there are less. I'm just saying it's a different skill set. So, what is subject? Magkakaitong language yan eh. There are certain programming languages. I don't even know how many there are. The first time I heard what a half-stack developer was, I didn't even know what a half-stack developer was. Tapos meron full stack pa. So, ano diferensya? Different skill sets. And when you are an angel, that is really what you look for. Because before I give these people money, people with no track record, people who have a product na hindi naman talaga proven pa, I at least have to see that the people have the skills to have a viable chance of making it succeed. So yun yung talagang medyo, kasi siyempre masarap gumastos ng pera ng ibang tao sa totoo lang eh. Suddenly you can go to all of these conferences, you can go to all of these places, but is that really the best way to deploy the money that you've raised? And when do you raise again? Naka-raise ka ng 5 million. O sige, hanggang kailan yung 5 million mo? O, pag naubos na yung 5 million, kukuha ka ulit? Magkano yung pricing? Because when you're talking valuation, siyempre, di ba, yan naman ang habulan, oh, I want good valuation. Siyempre, of my company, correct. Pag kumakausap ka na ng mga talagang formal institutions, now you're talking venture capitalists, hedge funds, family offices, do you actually want to negotiate, kumbaga, yung papadala mo sa negotiation na yon, to negotiate against people who were trained for years in this line of work, papadala mo doon, walang experience? Diba? He will get eaten alive in the negotiation. Because syempre, investors naman, what an investor wants is, I want to get, if it's a good idea especially, I want to get as much of the company for the smallest amount of money. That is how venture capitalists think. O, maganda yung idea mo. Looks promising. Syempre, I want to get the most of it for as little kasi I'm not, at that point, hindi na nga angel eh. Formal na eh. I want the best deal for me. Diba? So that's why you have to have people with the right skills.
Ganda nun, Sir Aya.
I totally
Ang dami
agree.
namin natututunan.
Oo, and I share the same sentiment, no, because indeed, finance and accounting are two very different things, and that is very important for our startups to take note of. Now, of course, si Gerald is with us, no, because he wants to put up a business and representing the millennials.
Yan.
What's important is that they know how to be able to tap main, and perhaps Gerald would want to know tips in terms of coming up with a good pitch, perhaps, or how could they actually satisfy? Would there be any rubrics, in terms of evaluation? So with that, I'd like to turn over the floor to Gerard to speak in behalf of the millennials. Gerard, take it away.
Yes, Dr. T. Actually, that's the same question that I like to ask. How do you present your idea to get capital funding? What are the good factors, to consider by these entrepreneurs? Because
In terms of
what you
idea
said,
lang.
sir, there's a high risk.
Yes, so one is, we look at, do you really have a business case? That's why your business plan is important. Diba? Ano ba talaga yung, how do you get to your, shall we say, minimum viable product? Diba? Pag angel, titignan namin, do you actually have a business? Is there a business there? So your business plan is very important. How do you plan to monetize or capitalize on your idea? Do you plan to sell it one time? Let's say it's tech. Para lang maano yung isa. Let's say it's a tech thing. Will you go subscription? Will you go freemium? Or will you go sale? Ano yung monetization model mo? Yun yung syempre una talagang titignan. Kasi kung doon pa lang, hindi na siya realistic na parang, oh, I need to get 100,000, for example lang, extreme, 100,000 subscribers to actually be viable, medyo titignan namin. Because how do you get to 100,000? Diba? Second, again, like I mentioned, do you actually know what you're talking about? Have you done your legwork? Diba? When you make your projections, sige, projections, everyone makes projections naman eh, given na yon. May sense ba yung projections mo? Diba? And lastly, do you understand nga the financials of your business? And what do I mean by that? Kasi a lot of people, when they say, oh, we will get 1% lang of this market and ganon, how do you even get 1%? So dapat nga yung business plan mo solid. And even if you don't have, let's say, a minimum viable product yet, di ba? But you have a road to get there. That is also what they will look at. Dapat klaro at least yung plano. Startup eh. Klaro yung plano. Second is yung commitment ng founding team. Because if the founding team kalat that each one of them has 5 startups on the side, syempre, how much attention can you actually give this one? Diba? May 5 kang kumpanya. And one thing I tell startups is, pag ikaw magpipitch ka ng startup, dapat sa financials mo, may provision para sa sweldo ng founders. Kasi parang merong model na sinasabi, hindi dapat sumusweldo yung founders, dapat magtiis sila eh. So, unless they come from wealthy families, that is not a sustainable financial model. The person will need to eat. So, saan niya kukunin yon? Magsa-sideline yan. So, kung magsa-sideline yan, then the attention is not on the startup. It is on making a living. So, sino nagbabantay ng startup? So, you should give yourself, again, not an ostentatious, yun ang titignan namin. Baka naman, bigla nung kikita ka na ng 250,000 a month, eh wala pang ang revenue yung kumpanya, may sweldo ka na 200,000, 500,000 a month, which I've seen. But it should not be zero. Because that means you will be looking for a way to, of course, pay your bills. Unless, again, mayaman ka.
Sir
Dapat may
Aya,
sweldo ka.
yeah, Sir Aya, napakaganda niya na yung sinabi niyo po. Kasi karamihan talaga sa mga startups, parang ang mentality, hindi nila pinapasweldo yung sarili nila.
Mali yun eh. It's because at the end of the day, if I, as your partner in that business, I want someone who is paying attention to the business. Pero kung ikaw, ang unang aasikaso ay kailangan ko munang rumakit kasi kailangan kong bayaran yung kuryente sa bahay. Eh, paano na yung startup? That is why a lot of startups don't progress because all the founders are doing something else. They have a day job. They have something else to pay the bills. Diba? Again, hindi ko naman sinasabing magpakasasa ka dun sa pera. I'm saying you have to be paid a decent wage so that you can actually do the job you are supposed to be doing.
Napakaganda nun, sir. Yeah.
Kasi, yun nga, tama, hindi ko, nakuha sa States na dapat ang founder should be starving eh. Dapat nagugutom yan.
Tama,
yes, hunger is important. But only to an extent. Kung ikaw, wala ka ng pampakain sa sarili mo at pamilya mo, eh paano yung startup?
Yeah. And eventually you lose motivation. Na rin,
yes, of course. Yes, and that's why I've seen a number of startups. Nung single pa yung founders, okay lang. Okay lang. When they were single, okay lang. Di ba? Okay lang. Sige, cup noodles lang tayo. Sige, okay lang. Di ba? When nagkapamilya na yan, whether planned or unplanned, biglang nagkapamilya, biglang iba na usapan. Of course. Diba? Suddenly, they have a child. O, saan kukuha ang pambili ng gatas? There has to be that. That has to be built into the plans. It is not wrong to pay yourselves a wage. Yun yung isang gusto kong baguhin eh. Diba?
Tama po yan, sir.
Does not mean you have to starve to prove a point. Ano yun eh.
Ganda nun. Jerod, may tanong ka pa kay Sir Aya?
Yes, actually, ito pa. What are your thoughts, sir, on crowdsourcing for funds, wherein your idea is presented to the public?
Well,
nice.
There are legal implications of that in the Philippines. Eh. Kasi if you start applying, if you start getting more than 20 plus people who are investing in your company, potentially, depending again on your structure and a bunch of other legal concepts, baka kailangan mo nang mag-file ng public sa SEC and that can mess things up. Now, if you're part of a crowdfunding platform, you have to look at their terms of use to see potentially what that will do to your capital structure. Diba? Kasi biglang, syempre, sino ba talaga may-ari? Diba? Is it the individual? Because again, if you start offering, just to the general public, you really have to look at the specific laws that cover either your startup, your industry, and of course, yung sa Philippines, sa SEC. Of course, the SEC has relaxed many rules regarding crowdfunding. But given the low financial literacy, crowdfunding kasi can be an easy way nga to scam people eh. Maglalabas ako magandang deck, magandang picture, ask people for money, and then I can just say it won't work. So states that already happens. Ang daming ganon. Sa Kickstarter at kung ano-anong platforms, nangyayari yun. But crowdfunding, it can work, but it also has a lot of work because suddenly you are responsible to a lot of people. You have to inform them what you are doing with the money. So you have to have an infrastructure for that. Whereas pag nagsisimula ka, gusto mo nga konti lang yung kinakausap mo para you can just focus on acting and execution more than reporting. Because crowdfunding, kaya nga crowd, you're gonna potentially what? Suddenly 10 to 20 or more beneficial owners of your company. How do you keep them all informed as to what the company is doing? That has to be done regularly because pag biglang may nagreklamo dyan, sabihin, nanloloko ka, sira na yung startup mo.
Buti na raise po natin yung topic sa crowdfunding, no? Thank you, Gerald. Talagang yung ibang mga startups diyan pumupunta, lalo na kapag wala silang mga connection sa mga angel investors, ano. Tama yun, Gerald.
Yes.
So, may question ka pa para kay Sir Aya?
Actually, one more na lang po. In relation to the legal requirements, like you said, sir, what are the most crucial ones?
Yung SEC. Siyempre, pinaka-basic. I guess since this will be the one last thing is if you really have serious plans to go regional and international, make sure your paperwork in the beginning is clean. Diba? Because again, a common nakikita kong startup error is, sige, gawin natin to, tsaka na lang yung papeles. Diba? Whether it's SEC, barangay permit, BIR, all of these things. Do all of that first. Ngayon, the temptation is, tsaka na lang kasi hindi pa nga natin alam if this will succeed eh. Tignan na lang natin later. That's wrong startup mentality because even now, you're not confident if you are having doubts and you are the main proponent, and you are not willing to go all in, why do you expect other people to go all in on your idea? Kung ikaw mismo hindi ka if you're not comfortable. Will it be hard? Yes. That's part of being a startup. But it will make sure that later on, you will not get hit with skeletons. Nag-startup ka, and sabihin mo, tsaka na lang yung BIR natin, tsaka na lang yan, ganito na lang muna, ayusin na lang yan later. If you actually try to raise funding from abroad, hihimayin yan. And plainly speaking, abroad, ang libro ng Pilipinas, financial books, hindi masyadong trusted because may joke nga na ang negosyo daw sa Pilipinas, 3 libro eh. Diba? Meron yung tunay, meron yung para sa BIR, at meron yung para sa bangko. I mean, it's a joke, but it's also based on some anecdotal stories talaga.
Yes, sir.
So yun yung dapat anuhin nyo. You really have to fix all your paperwork. Your SEC, your barangay permit, your BIR especially. Diba? So, yun yung mga kailangan.
All right. Thank you so much, Sir Aya. Nako, dami pa po namin dapat itatanong sa inyo. Kaya lang, kulang na tayo sa oras, no, mga partners. Napakasarap kausap ni Sir Aya. Ang dami nyo natututunan. No? Gerald, I'm sure marami ka pang tanong dyan sa isipan mo, pero i-reserve mo muna. After this episode today, you can freely contact Sir Aya. No? So mga partners, summarize ko lang yung ating napag-usapan with Sir Aya, no? Napakaganda ng kanyang mga shinare, no? Um, Today nalaman natin kung anong ibig sabihin ng angel investor. Bakit siya tinawag na angel? Isa siyang anghel. Well, literally and figuratively speaking, tumutulong ang isang angel investor sa mga startups, knowing the risks, no, involved in investing in a startup. Hindi sila masyadong nagre-require ng mga requirements, or should I say mga bureaucratic procedures, dahil nga sila ay tinatawag na angel investor. So sila yung pwede niyong lapitan after yung lapitan ng inyong mga kaibigan at mga kamag-anak. Ayan nga sinasabi ni Sir. And napakaganda nung sinabi niya kanina na if startup ka, dapat pakita mo rin sa mga angel investors o sa mga investors mo in general na ikaw ay nag-invest sa startup business mo. Dapat ikaw mismo as a startup founder, pinakita mo na naniniwala ka sa idea nyo. Dahil kung hindi, ito ay hindi magandang uh, image, no, ng startup nyo, or even you as the founder. Hindi ito nakakatulong sa pagbibuild ng inyong credibility. Kailangan ikaw mismo sa sarili mo, nagsakripisyo ka para sa startup mo. And sinabi rin kanina ni Sir Aya yung dalawang bagay na importante, tinitingnan nila bilang part ng evaluations committee sa Manila Angel Investors Network. Dalawang bagay na tinitingnan nila kapag nagpipitch ang isang startup. Una, yung idea, yung greatness of idea. Kailangan yung idea nyo papatok, no? Kumbaga, initial assessment nila, dapat pwedeng pwedeng mag-work yung idea nyo. Hindi pwede yung sobrang hirap gawin, yung hirap ng idea, kasi minsan marami tayong imagination sa isipan natin, pero pagka binase mo yun sa realidad ng buhay, parang mahirap naman talaga siyang i-implement o i-execute. So tinitingnan nila yon. And then number 2, yung people. Who are the people behind the startups? Tinitingnan nila yan. Kasi baka napakaganda ng idea, pero kapag tinignan mo yung profile ng mga teams behind the greatness of that idea, very, very unlikely na hindi naman nila ma-execute properly yung idea. So yung dalawang bagay po, mga startups, mga nakikinig sa amin globally, importante po yan. The idea and the people. Okay? Tapos, napakaganda rin ng binanggit niya kanina na even if you are a startup, dapat you should also pay yourself as the founders of your startup with a decent amount of money. Hindi naman overpaying, hindi rin underpaying. Dapat decent amount of money para maipakita mo na talagang sustainable lang yung startup. Dahil lahat naman tayo tao may mga pangangailangan, no? Hindi natin kailangan na kumbaga magutong kung meron naman tayo magandang business idea. Yun, napakaganda nun. Kasi karamihan nga po ng mga startup today, ang thinking, ay, magsasacrifice ako, di mo na ako kakain, di mo na ako bibili ng ganito, ganyan, kasi startup nga kami. Wala muna akong sweldo, ganyan, di ba? Normally, ganyan ang ating na kumbaga drama ng ating buhay startup. Pero sabi ni Sir Aya, may mali doon. Dapat we should be able to pay a decent amount of money for ourselves and for our family. And then, nabanggit ni Gerald and Sir Aya yung pros and cons ng crowdfunding. Isa ito sa mga easiest way to raise money today, especially for the startups. Pero sabi nga ni Sir Aya, may mga negative implication din ito para sa mga startups. So, yes, madaling kumita ng madaling mag-raise ng pera sa crowdfunding dahil pupunta ka lang sa platform, just pitch your idea sa platform without even meeting investors personally. However, you are exposing yourself or your startup to a lot of people, no? And by doing so, medyo may responsibilities ka bigla to a lot of people rather than just talking to one or two people or investors for your startup. And then, maganda rin yung tinanong mo, Jerod, no, yung about legalities. Sabi ni Sir Aya, hindi dahilan ng pagiging startup para hindi ka sumunod sa mga regulations. Ano? So importante na kahit startup ka, maipakita mo sa iyong mga investors o sa mga tao na marunong kayong sumunod sa mga government regulations. No? So yung legalities of your startup business is very important na masunod. Alright, napaka ganda ng mga natutunan natin today, partners.
Yes.
Definitely.
D,
Oo naman.
diba?
Kahit ako
Kaya lang.
walang kulang ang oras actually.
True.
Kulang ang ating oras. Oo. Nandiyan pa ba si Saraya? Saraya, baka may gusto ka i-promote?
Yeah, I'm here, thanks. So as of now naman, of course, wala pa. Well, we do have I just launched an app then. Of course, I also have my own startups. I just launched an app recently. It's on both Google and Apple. It's called the Ronin Financial Calculator, and it's actually
Ronin.
number one na sa Apple among paid financial apps. It's now number
Wow.
one. And what it does is it actually allows people to more easily calculate what
free, sir. Free po siya gamitin.
No.
Just download from Apple Store.
No, it's a paid financial app. So that's why when we designed it, di ba sinasabi nga, yan yung sinasabi. When you create an app, dapat daw libre so that people will use it. So on one hand, that's correct. But if you have free users, again, in terms of finance, that is a cash outflow because I have to consistently spend money to support my free users. Where's the money for that going to come from? I have to sell another product to support it. So what we did was, from the very beginning, our app was paid. It was a paid app. We just created something of value that people were willing to pay for, and now it's number one on Apple. It's been number one pretty much since the day we launched it. So, ganun eh. Again, there's just this kasi that there are certain narratives when it comes to startups na in other countries it works, but not necessarily in the Philippine context. And that is why, that is where Main's mentoring programs can come in. Kasi syempre, like sa States, iba talaga yung startup environment doon. There are so many support systems. Kaya talagang kaya mong magsunog ng pera to support your free use product or whatever. Whereas in the Philippines, the startup ecosystem is not yet that big. So if your model really requires a massive user base, and you need a massive free user base to even begin to start generating some revenue, that's going to be harder to pitch here than you would maybe abroad. Kasi, ibig sabihin, every month, naglalabas ka ng pera tapos walang pumapasok kasi libre yung ano mo eh. Libre yung produkto mo eh. So, you just have to look at the business model on that end.
Alright. Thank you very much, Sir Aya. Napaka-swerte po namin at naging guest namin kayo. Ang dami po namin napulot today.
Yes.
At mga listeners, globally, mga partners, kayo po ay muli namin bibitinin. Magbabalik po ang Startup Nation. Pagbalik po namin, ipapakita yung aming guest naman na startup in terms of fundraising. Ayan. Marami rin po kayo mapupulot sa kanila. Okay? Huwag po kayong alis. Magbabalik ang Startup Nation. Nowhere to go but up.
Magbabalik ang Startup Nation. Startup Nation. Startup Nation. Nowhere to go but up. Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio Worldwide. Para enjoy ang pakikinig sa V81 Radio kahit saan. We are now on your Amazon Echo devices. Just say, Alexa, play V81 Radio at i-enjoy ang inyong mga paboritong Pinoy music 24/7. Sabihin lang, Alexa, play V81 Radio. Kabayan, naho-homesick ka ba? I-download na ang aming mobile app at mag-enjoy sa mga kantang tatak Pinoy and feel like you're home. The V81 Radio mobile app, available in the App Store and Google Play Store. V81 Radio mobile app, free now, free forever. Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kantang tatak Pinoy. Kahit nasan ka man, kami ay mapapakinggan. Streaming worldwide. The future of radio in Manila, California, and Hong Kong. This is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin, dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio. Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan. Oh, V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. Dahil mahal namin kayo. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.
Balikan na natin ang Startup Nation. Startup Nation. Startup Nation. Nowhere to go but up. Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio Worldwide.
Ayan, nagbabalik po ang Startup Nation. Magandang umaga po ulit sa inyong lahat, mga partners. Dr. D, gusto ko lang pong batiin yung mga nakikinig sa atin ngayon. Si Junver, ang founder ng Giving Hero, nanonood at nakikinig siya. Si Trisha Baranda, hi Jero daw.
Hi Trish, how are you?
Of course,
yes. Wow. And of course, our Tatay Rolly, Kawa Rolly,
Hi
Pagaspat.
Rolly.
And Robbie, our fellow co-anchor sa sa V81 Radio, and our CEO, Sir Rally Vargas. Good morning po sa inyo mula sa Pilipinas. Ayan,
Hi,
so
Rally.
partner Dr. D.
Yes.
Ito na ang ating third segment. Excited na ako. Pakilala mo na ang ating guest ngayon.
Okay, so I'd like to introduce our special guest. He is young, but he is already the president of PCI Innovations Tech Center Inc. in charge of the overall operations, business and product development, learning platforms, and VR or virtual reality platforms for education and training. He is currently part of the 2020 class of the Asian Institute of Management's Master in Science in Innovation and Business. Napakaganda, no? This is an ongoing program that focuses on entrepreneurship in the 21st century. So this guy is definitely someone who's young, but then millennials can look up to because he is not only a BS Marine Engineering graduate and cum laude, all right, but he also took up BS Mechanical Engineering from UP Diliman, where he was then a DOST SCI Scholarship Awardee. And even in high school, partners, isa na siyang Dean's Lister sa Philippine Science High School. So with all of these amazing academic credentials, and of course, being a young president, I'd like to call on Engineer Serge. Engineer Serge, take it away.
Hi. Good morning. Good morning, Dr.
Good
D.
morning, Serge.
Good morning, Serge.
Good morning. Happy Sunday to everyone.
Yes. Serge, kamusta ka? Kamusta ang buhay startup today?
Yeah, ano ba masasabi ko? Sobrang siguro meron pa akong feelings nung talk ni Sir Aya kasi talaga I'm a big fan of him even before starting PCI, before starting everything nung nag-work ako sa barko. Parang it started doon nag-start yung interest ko sa finances when I watch him present hosting Pesos and Cents. So for the question about the startup, siguro very for everyone, startup, SMEs or even big businesses, talagang challenging tong COVID. And then walang exempted.
Yes.
Pero syempre in crisis dun din nabibuild yung mga tunay na leaders. So we are doing our best. We are trying everything that we can. Na si PCI will be one of the leading institutions or organizations when it comes to education and technology. So challenging but and then siguro hard hit talaga yung sector din namin, education, but there's always opportunity in it. So yun talagang gusto namin think positive lang.
Wow. Nagsisimula pa lang tayo, nakaka-inspire na si Serge, ha, mga partners.
Tama. Ayun na naman tayo. It's always exciting here.
Oo. Serge, meron kang presentation para sa ating mga viewers.
Yes.
Listeners.
Actually,
Yeah. You can
siguro,
start.
I'll share some of our PCI, our experience, and then siguro try to connect what Sir Aya was mentioning earlier. Kung ano po yung in-explain niya about the angel investor, or siguro yung how would I go with this presentation? In the eyes of a startup founder. So at first, ikwento ko si PCI and then what are some of the technicalities or mga challenges na i-face natin, especially sa mga listeners natin na sobrang amazing nung napanood ko yung Startup Nation kasi I saw here Junver. Thank you again, Junver, for connecting us. So
Thank you,
giving
Junver.
here, please, sa lahat ng may puso for our neighbors. Talagang Junver is the person na talagang to go to. And then also I saw OJ. OJ is a very good friend of us of PCI, doing Reva stuff and then VR spaces. So naintindihan ko dito sa ang pagkaintindi ko dito sa mismong program ay talagang for the startups, design siya.
Yes.
And then it is a series na may prototyping from ideation and then nandito tayo sa parang one of the milestones or culmination ng about funding. So at first
ito yung Serge. Sorry, ito yung parang stage na most challenging sa mga startups.
Yes.
But
I should say
it's also the stage na most challenging but most rewarding. Kapag tama ang yung galawan, meaning nakahit ka ng jackpot, nako, yun na yung pinakamasarap na stage, no, sa buhay ng startup, yung merong nag-invest sa'yo kasi may naniwala sa idea mo. Yan.
Correct,
So
sir.
Serge, ang expectations ng mga listeners namin sa iyo today, maaari mo ba ikwento sa kanila, well, una, paano nag-start yung company nyo and paano kayo nakapag-invite ng investors? Anong mga ginawa nyo para may mapulot sila at mai-apply nila sa kanilang mga startups din? Ayan.
Right.
Take it away.
I'll try my best to interview. Okay, so everyone's seeing my screen. So let me talk about let me start with the vision. Yung talagang gustong ma-imagine ni PCI for our country, for the Philippines when it comes to education. Parang we research and develop some of these areas ng technologies like VR, AR, e-learning, blockchain, serious gaming. Pero ultimately, our goal is ma-incorporate yung fourth industrial revolution na mindset and even the practice sa education. Sabi nila, education is a parang hard sell siya na business, but I still believe na ito yung klaseng business na hindi ka mapapagod. Na parang as early as at a young age, pwede ka na makapag-give back kasi yun din yung reason kung bakit nandito. And at the same time, naniniwala ko na business in education is scalable. Ibig sabihin, with the right partners, with the right attitude, talagang marami tayong pwedeng makover. So, siguro these are too many to look at, pero parang you're seeing now the ultimate vision ni PCI. So this is it, ma-incorporate different technologies into the 4.0. And then, so we are now a 2.5 year company, almost 2.5. Whew, kaya bilis ng panahon. Pero
At kailan lang, no?
yes, pero sobrang fresh pa nung start, and then yung mga challenges na fini-face, how to deliver yung mga projects, and then how can we stay true to our vision. So what you can see right now are some of our clients and partners, and then I would like to focus on Seversity kasi ito rin talaga yung history. So I started sailing after graduating sa maritime, and then dun po ako nagbabasa ng mga about businesses, about education, pesos and cents, one. And then dun na tweak yung yung pinaka-interest ko sa business, and then at the same time nabuhayin ulit yung education na gusto nating parang yun talaga yung gusto kong itahak. So siguro parang pasensya nyo na, parang teacher style din yung natin yung for the next few minutes ipag-present ko.
No. Actually, Serge, you're very, very relevant today. Kasi education is facing a lot of challenges today because of the pandemic.
Yes, Winner B. And then siguro after this, we'll never know. Maybe our company can help you transition from a traditional one to the digital. So we started in Seversity. I worked for Seversity, nag-manage ng operations niya. So parang what we were doing, talaga nakafocus kami sa maritime sector. It's we also do e-learning and VR, and then we were siguro swerte or lucky na we have partnered with one of the top institutions like PMMA and MAP. So from there, dun pa rin tayo babagsak sa pinakagusto natin mangyari, which is kung saan malapit yung puso natin, which is the basic education. So our team, our co-founders Dana and then Sir Ephraim, so we formed with our may kilala nyo rin, with our angel investor, our chairman, na buuin si PCI, and then start siya mag-focus sa basic education. So essentially, from the beachhead na market na maritime, we augmented into the basic education. Pero ang idea po dito ay they are still two separate entities. So from there, marami nangyari with the operations and stuff. Pero what we are now, this 2020, we are two separate entities working independently, pero collaborative pa rin, same as yung gusto natin mangyari. Yung team ng Seversity, team ng PCI will always be under one roof. So what happened is, talagang rin talaga I don't know how to explain it kasi our chairman, Mr. J. Jungjang, he's a Korean, pero yung puso niya, pusong Pinoy, kasi he's been here for 35 years, and then dito na rin po nag-grow yung business niya. And then siguro yung nag-click talaga. He loves, ang gusto niya lang ay education for Philippines. Talagang Philippines. And then kami, we are willing to work the nitty-gritty part. So nag-match talaga from the very start. So talagang pinipray namin yun every time, being sa startup industry. I know it doesn't happen overnight, pero later on I will try to explain din talaga what are the challenges. And then siguro ibigay ko na rin yung mindset na it's not about the funding. Actually, funding is a very big win for the startup. Pero after the funding, it's another animal. Para ano siya, para mas mabigat kung tutuusin than to get the funds. Okay? So maybe to our listeners, that is the first takeaway. The funding is one, but maintaining the relationship with the investor, keeping them updated, super kailangan nandun yung commitment. So moving forward, and then so these are parang when we start the company, talagang kailangan may values. Kailangan meron tayong binabalikan palagi kasi sabi ni Sir Aya kanina, maraming especially with the millennials. I mean, if Gerald is still here, yes, Gerald, I think maraming guilty sa atin na gusto natin to, then gusto natin to, then gusto natin sa kabilang side, and then pati sa likod. Sobrang guilty ko rin dun. Pero
That's very millennial.
siguro second takeaway,
Yeah, maraming gustong gawin.
that's one siguro difference between getting a fund and then maintaining it. Pero another one is the real focus. I will show siguro just a quick one kung paano namin na-align after 2.5 years and still working on it. Yung pagko-focus talagang it's a work in progress. Pero I'm happy na talagang may voice out ko yun today with Startup Nation na we really need focus, everyone. Take it from me.
Oo.
Okay, so parang
Actually, yeah. Tama ka doon, Serge. Sometimes turn off sa mga investors yung maraming distraction, di ba? Yeah.
super.
Natutuwa sila sa mga startup na focus talaga.
Yes. And then siguro, yun din talaga pinakauna nating ilagay sa harapan when we present to the investors or dun sa mga prospect natin. So this
Very
one,
good point. Very good point.
Yes, thank you. So whatever we do, dapat aligned dun sa SDG number 4, should be cost effective and then profitable, sustainable, and then it would induce faster and better collaboration. So parang yun yung values ni PCI as a company. So, okay, so nakwento ko na from Seaversity going to PCI, then siguro if you will ask me, Dr. D, and then Winner B, kung paano na-meet yung investor, parang serendipity talaga siya. Serendipity.
Wow.
Imagine kong tunay na angel here, and then siguro figuratively, and then basta I cannot explain how lucky we are as a startup. Pero it comes with a price. So we presented that this is our product. Our ultimate goal is to have a K-12 platform and content na kung saan
Very nice.
kunwari ako si student, I've experienced this when I was siguro preparing for high school entrance examination. Parang my parents would do anything for education or talagang mapunta yung anak niya in a good direction. So it's not a question, talagang mag-invest yung mga tao. So we would want to offer na parang instead of getting a tutor that you will pay 250 an hour. So kunwari 2 hours ka every day, 500 siguro. Anak, medyo budget muna tayo. Siguro twice a week lang tayo, 3 times a week. So it's still 1,500 or 1,000. So talagang yun yung yun yung pain point na gusto namin i-solve within PCI Hub. PCI Hub is the main platform of PCI na we create the platform, go inside, and then you will learn without any limitations. Parang as of now we have a limited content, pero eventually marami papasok. So I would want also to give thanks to our partner Knowledge Channel. Big shout out. Talagang with our expertise naman sa knowledge, and then dito sa in technology, and then sa Knowledge Channel with expertise sa education, talagang nag-mix po kami. So, siguro takeaway number 3, you have to find a way para makatipid. So, you have to look at different partners on para hindi no, at the beginning talagang hindi ka malunod, and also the investor. So, the investor would always look to fund for a product, not a service. Siguro just to natin give a context. Parang service based, everywhere is service. Pero siguro for this discussion, let's separate product from a service. Na yung product you have as a scalable, sustainable product, and then the service ay parang one-time project. One-time project, you do it, finish, and then the continuity, kailangan mong maghanap ulit ng project. So, quoting COVID, parang if we are talagang naka-focus kami sa service-based na product, it would be a very hard situation for us kasi we had projects, pero di namin mapilit na ma-collect yung mga clients namin kasi everyone's affected. So, ito yung sinasabi talaga with my experience in AAM, my learnings in AAM, and then from other many competitions, and then also mga workshops, sinasabi nila na focus on creating a product. And doon din talaga nag-invest ang investor. Ayaw niya mag-invest for the whole 5 years just to do a service type na business model. So, we are creating PCI Hub, pero COVID hit, so we have to pivot. So, from the pivot na part, I will try to explain na there is a very big demand ngayon when it comes to shifting the traditional learning of a school into a digital one. So, what are the issues? We had exodus ng mga teachers na nasa private schools. We had parang projection of half of private schools would be parang out of the business kasi they cannot proceed with the digital education. So, instead of parang full energy kami with the PCI Hub, we opted na mag-pivot din at the same time on providing learning management systems for the schools. So I would like to shout out in one of our clients in Batangas, Escola Maria, Ma'am Ina. I mean, so what happened is we offer them not just a learning management system, but a school management system. So imagine from start to finish, parang yun ang gusto namin i-offer na solution. Enrollment, registration, and then pagpasok ng estudyante sa learning management system, the teachers and the students can interact na parang nasa classroom. So it's like a virtual classroom. So that's what technically PISA is doing right now. But our main goal talagang di pa rin mawawala is the K-12 na sinabi ko po kanina, which is siguro if we have, for the listeners right now, if meron tayong anak or kapatid or pinsan na nasa K-12, someday, we dream na we will go to PCI Hub and then learn anything that we can for our kids. So, yeah, before I proceed, shout out to FH Moms and MDPI, one of our partners. MDPI ay isang society of doctor. It's a business in medical education, pero kinikater niya yung mga societies. So, FH Moms naman, hi Mami MK, super shout out. FH Moms it's an education company too, but they cater yung mga home-based moms na para magkaroon ng job, yung mga home-based moms. So it's like a training. It's like online training. Okay. So, takeaway number 4, maybe,
Alright.
COVID response.
Ang ganda ng mga sinasabi mo, Serge.
Talaga
Gerald,
nakikinig ako
kamusta ka?
intently here, you know.
Siguro for
Kamusta na si Gerald? Oo.
Yes.
Inspired.
Okay.
Halos mag-share lang kayo, ha?
Inspired.
Sorry,
Oo.
parang bilis ko na naman.
Actually,
Pero I think we have also
Sorry, Gerald.
time din.
Meron kang sinasabi, may tanong yata si Gerald.
Sure.
hindi, actually, may sasabihin lang. Since,
Go ahead.
this education, kailangan talaga universally and accessible yung education natin. So, pwedeng sana, the government should invest more in education kasi it's really important. So,
Yes.
ayun.
Thank you so much. And then, so happy to share na si Manila City providing the hardware, Pasig City providing too, and also later on, one of the slides part doon yung natawag natin na Startup Innovation App. So it's really parang it's a design for the startups, pero it's a good platform for our listeners right now para ma-take advantage yung ginagawa rin ng government. So whatever we do, siguro talagang siguro kalimutan nyo rin yung 3 takeaways, pero what we are doing for the next days, let's not do something na hindi maging solution for the COVID.
Yeah.
Whatever we do, fintech or even yung sa traditional brick and mortar, whatever we do, they say that this would last 18 months, 24 months, we'll never know. This is the new normal. So whatever we do, let's focus on solving pain points within the COVID crisis.
Yeah. Thank you, Serge. Serge, may tanong lang ako ha. Bago ko ipakilala si Carolie, nandyan si Carolie sa backstage. Gaano katindi yung ginawa niyong preparation before you pitch sa investor niyo? Sabi mo kanina mala serendipity yung nangyari sa inyo ng investors mo. Bakit?
Yes.
Bakit serendipity? Pwede mo ba ikwento briefly kung paano niyo siya na-meet and paano naging successful yung transaction niyo?
Sure. So going back, when I was nag-work ako sa University dun sa Maritime, Sir Ephraim and then our angel investor, meron na silang parang they already have a somehow parang transactions before. So nung present si PCI, brainchild ang lumalabas, parang brainchild na rin siya nung pinaka-angel investor. Kasi paano ko ba explain? Sige, sabihin ko na lang, balik tayo kay Sir Aya. Sabi ni Sir Aya, there are two main considerations for the angel investor to accept the startup, the pitch, or even the idea. So first, dapat viable yung idea. It must be feasible, desirable, viable. And then the next one, the team. So sa first one, talagang super click na. And then sabi namin, yes, up to the ends of the earth, we will do education a business. So talagang nakita rin yun nung investor namin, Mr. Jung. And then when it comes to the team, Sir Ephraim is more on yung parang mix pa rin namin. Sir Ephraim is more on the idea. Ako naman talagang focus more on the operations, and then Dana more on the admin, the HR. So nakita rin ng investor na we are worth it for his investment. So for the preparations part, I will share yung mga nitty-gritty details. Quick one siguro, mga 5 minutes lang. Pero talagang after nung nakita nung investor na ginagawa namin sa University, parang it's a big push to proceed with PCI. Kasi nakita niya na nag-work na rin for the maritime. So talagang when we presented to him, number one, we have to know the investor. Knowing the investor, talagang sabi niya yung puso niya malapit sa education. So focus on how you can help education, and then be true to it, and then be truthful, and then sabihin natin na talagang ipakita natin yung dedication. And then how can you show dedication? There are so many ways. You do the due diligence, the legwork, yung sabi ni Sir Aya, do understanding the business plan. And then I found out na talagang I have lapses when it comes to education. That's why I enrolled in AIM MSIB. So to understand the business acumen on running a business. So nung nakita niya yung dedication all na yun, talagang we've been running with our investor for the past 2.5 years. And then this COVID hit, mas lalo pang mas lalo pang lumakas yung relationship namin. Kasi it's no greater time than to innovate in the education sector. So yeah, I think I can share some tips talagang dun sa ano natin, dun sa dito sa presentation on how you can effectively present your your idea. And then siguro one of our experiences din with the final pitch during another that's Sir Ephraim, and then that's Dana. So Sir Ephraim's
Yeah.
running now University. I'm running, Dana and I are running PCI. So our experience in the final pitch, this is one of the ways of getting funds. So it's a competition, it's a pitching competition. And then I can say na madugo rin talaga yung yung pag-prepare for this one. The valuation and everything, you have to convince the investors na or even the final pitch organizers na makapasok ka dun sa top 10, or let's say the the investees, kasi there are many applicants pero talaga sinasala din nila Sir Aguilar, nila Sir John. So what we did here in the final pitch, we presented not for equity but for convertible note or for loan. Kasi we would want to launch a project na parang info drive when it comes to VR, pero hindi, it would be part of a marketing strategy for us to achieve our education technology marketing within the 4.0 within Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. So we were asking for 10 million. You can watch in CNN. We were asking for 10 million fund for the project. So it's not necessarily an equity-based na funding, pero siguro for our listeners, there are really so many ways to get funding. Talagang we really have just to explore and then find the right fit na sinasabi rin ni Sir Aya kanina.
Thank
And
you.
then-
Thank you, Serge. Yeah. So, Serge, sorry, I need to cut your presentation. Meron lang magtatanong sa'yo, very special person to, ang ating programming head of
No
D81
problem,
Radio. Yes.
No problem.
Caroli Pagaspas is here. Rolly, are you there? Important question siya. Very interested siya sa inyong startup. And
Alright,
Rolly.
hi. Magandang
Hello.
umaga sa lahat.
Hello.
Good morning.
Morning, Dr. D.
Morning.
and
Good
Winner B.
morning, Raleigh. Nice to see you.
Alright. I was listening
Jerod is
out.
also here, Rolly, our student co-host.
Oo nga, hi, Gerard.
Jerod, yeah.
Alright,
Hi, sir.
hello. Okay, I was listening all throughout, and I'm keen in listening to Serge, no? And I've got a question. Because Serge, you mentioned about serendipity. Para sa aming mga entrep alumni, wow, what a word, serendipity. Okay, so I think you made a big leap, no? So I mean to say, I didn't heard about your background. Whether you were a student, you made the leap, or whether you were an employee, you made the leap, and then whether you're a scalpag, all entrepreneurs will always make the leap. Okay, so when you're now an entrepreneur, and since you are in the business of education, I'd like to ask you in a framework of an education business. So, number one, what will you do if the plan didn't turn out to be as you have outlined it? And then number two, if the resources got registered zero on the balance sheet, and then there are no more resources to get into the business. And third, when all your people or employees or partners turn their back on you. The big question is, what will you do? And, lagyan natin ng konting art, do you know where you're going to? Sila door.
Kanta yan. Kanta yan.
So maybe I can recall, siguro summarizing the question. So it's more of like Sir Rolly about worst case scenario. Parang ganun po ba yung you're trying to ask? Parang what if na kung gano rin ka, for example, PCI is running good right now, and then biglang everything is gone, and then hindi tumugma yung mga projections and all. So what we are going...
I will always interpret things based on his perspective, whether it is a science or an art that he will now implement. You know, because entrepreneurship is a process, that's why it can be taught. But it's also an art because the choice is yours, where you want to be. So I will not answer that question because the answer to that question will depends on how you take it and how you will interpret it. Sige lang, di ba? What will you do and do you know where you're going to? When all those educational framework are now tested and then they have now registered 0 in your whatever sheet that you've got.
Okay. So, medyo, I'm sorry, medyo choppy lang po. Pero, Sir Roy, so the question is, what,
What
parang,
will you do when your plan did turn out to be when your resources are now 0 and
Zero.
there are no other people you can rely on to, whether partner, employee, or funder?
okay. So, thank you, sir, for that question. Sorry, Miss Universe.
Mr. Universe question yun eh.
Yeah, it's the ultimate question, sir. It's the question talagang siguro every day as a startup founder or as an entrepreneur na sumasagi sa utak natin na we are not di natin sila pinapansin. Pero we have to be very prepared for that situation. So what will I do? For example, imagining PCI and then talagang actually there's one news na sabi ng Congress or even our president na sinabi na let's freeze the classes all throughout the school year. So it would be a big hit again for PCI. So what will I do is first before pa talaga mangyari yung situation na yun, you have to be very transparent with all of your partners, especially your investors. Talagang kailangan along the way, it will you will solve the problem as a team. So sabihin natin si investor natin, okay, so Serge, sabi mo, with this amount of money, pwede natin ma-turn around in, let's say, in 6 months or in 12 months. So, but nag-zero siya? Big question yun for the investor kapag ngayon niya lang nabalitaan. What did you do? So, siguro as part of as a startup founder, talagang dapat it's your responsibility to update your investor and then treat it as a marriage na parang walang araw na matutulog na hindi siya updated. So, kapag nangyari yun, siya rin yung first na person na tutulong sa'yo in bouncing back in that situation. And then also, siguro in a mindset as a entrepreneur din, we never say die. We never say die. Talagang we will go back to the drawing board, look at our business model canvas, and then talagang tingnan natin siya not as an educator framework muna, talagang on a business side. So kung ano natutunan natin, connect here, connect there, and then from there apply yung pagiging educator na talagang genuine yung intention mo for your partners or for your business. So,
All right.
siguro there.
All right. I think I think I will recommend to our listener na get onto PCI because the biggest characteristic that I can say about Serge is that his being transparent is a plus factor when you go into business with. Okay, and all the others will follow because it's one of your biggest characteristics. But the investor should find the best in you. Thank you, Serge.
Nako. Yes, tama. Tama, Rolly, no? Ang galing nung kanyang sabi, ang pinaka nagustuhan ko, yung never say die.
Never say die and transparent.
Same here.
Oo, kasi diyan natetest talaga ang mga totoong unrep, Rolly, no?
Actually, Sir Winner, may mga extreme pa pong sinasabi po eh. Parang Serge, don't start education business na. Parang hard sell talaga yan. And then, di mo mababago yung status ng Philippines. Pero sabi ko, I have 40 years. Or maybe more. Pag-inalagaan ko lang yung health. So, I think as early as now, we can start and then never say die. Never say die.
Never say die. Transparency and never say die.
Yes. Alright. Serge, may tanong naman sa'yo ang ating millennial representative, fellow millennial mo, si
Right.
ating student co-host from De La Salle University, Jerod. Take it away.
Yes. Serge, one question. Is the government aware of PCI Hub? If not, do you have plans to present this, to them para to scale the business, diba?
Okay. Yes, they are aware. So I'm not sure if the right people know it pa. Pero we are doing all of the legwork for the government. Name it, LGU, DICT, DTI, DOST, DepEd. We are knocking. Talagang we are knocking, if not every day, talagang weekly, following them up, and then trying to work around with with what we have experienced for the past 2 years, and then you will face, Gerald, for the government, you will face talagang innovative talaga yung mindset, but you will also face bumps din na talagang sabi nila it's not our priority as of now. So yeah, we've been working on it, and then even for the Congress and the Senate, siguro we'll never know with this with this platform we can reach out to many on the government side. Pero yeah, Gerald, we are we are doing all our efforts to approach our government or to give them the solution that we offer.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Serge. Thank you, Jerod, for that wonderful question. Serge, sorry, konti na lang ang oras natin. Any last words from Serge? Your PCI. Diyan pa si Serge? Ayan, Serge. Serge,
Yes.
any last words?
Siguro I would like to take this opportunity to thank my team. Sorry.
Yes.
Sobrang finals week namin ngayon, defense week, kaya sobrang sabaw din. Pero I would like to thank, PCI team. We are doing, meron kami tinatawag na pusong PCI. So we are fighting even every day, parang laban lang. Pero this is a good, we have to not just our investors. We don't have to be transparent, not just with the investors, pero also with with our partners. Primary partner, the employees. So from all of my teammates, from tech, admin, marketing, sales, e-learning team. So thank you so much, and IT. So super thank you. And then yes, to our believers, sa mga partners namin ngayon, I think I've shown earlier, our current clients. So laban lang this COVID. We will survive, I'm sure of it. And then keep eyes on the ball, focus. Again, Gerald, siguro take away natin yun. Focus
Yes.
talaga. Pero
True.
focus tayo, and then everything will follow.
Thank you, Serge. Napakaganda ng mga sinabi mo, Serge, and I hope marami ka na-inspire today sa mga listeners natin globally, because V81 Radio is a global radio station. I'm sure marami kang touch ng mga puso ng mga startups ngayon. Napakaganda ng mga sinabi. Never say die, focus. Dr. D, any last words from you?
Actually, I'd like to commend Serge, because also as an
Yes.
educator, you really know your thing. You mentioned something about the SDGs, Startup Innovation Act, and Industry 4.0, and it's not common that as an entrepreneur you also have that balance. No, now with what you said, first and foremost, definitely e-learning or flexible learning is going to be the new normal or now normal, no, as Caroli says, no. And with companies, yes, and with companies like PCI, it is still possible to adapt sustainable teaching methodologies. You've made that point
Yes.
earlier. Sadly, the education industry is going to face a tough time. Okay, definitely yan. Kasi even si Gerald would know this, and other educators, ang hirap mag-adapt or mag-learn ng new platforms. It takes a while, okay? It's not just like a game. It takes a really long time. But definitely, with what you mentioned earlier, which are adaptation and pivoting, posible pala. Diba?
Yes.
Your positivity is what makes startups really see na with such a young person, we cannot make any excuse for us not to adjust or adapt. No? And also, thank you for sharing your fundraising experience kasi yun yung ating topic today, especially for a very unique and difficult industry, I may say, education plus technology pa. What I saw or what I would like to highlight also is that you shared the relevance of in choosing an investor who also believes in the industry and product because it makes everything very smooth flowing. And just like what my partners, Winner B and Caroli said, no, for your Miss Universe question, no, being honest and open, that's definitely something that is very important as relationships are key. Treating, well, not really like a marriage, but loving it for a while, and then going back to your business model canvas and never say die. And of course, in behalf of PCI po, no, we'd like to call on the government to at least listen and support to this great millennials
Yes.
because they are the voice of our nation and our future. So yun lang po, partner. Yun lang ang aking last words.
Thank you, Dr. D. And of course,
Wonderful.
Jerod, our student co-host from DLSU. Ano masasabi mo
So,
sa ating mga listeners for your last words?
Yes. So, PCI Hub, I see that it's not just a business. It's really a social enterprise. There's value when it comes to returning to society, especially education, because now recently education is really important, especially for the youth, since everything that's been going on, false news, fake news, it's really important to let the next generation know uh, what's the real thing. They should be critical and they should be aware. They should be vigilant for everything that's happening. So yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Jerod.
Jerod.
Thank you. Caroli, any last words?
Okay, so continuing na bit ko kasi, so funding is almost always necessary in business. There are also some select businesses that they may not need actual peso funding. But be creative in sourcing it and be exact in planning and using it for implementation. And I'd like to invite everybody to watch our show, Talk Shop Asia. We will now have our episode 220 right after this program, and we shall feature Bayanihan, BUY, the movement that will jumpstart the MSME's retail businesses this post-ECQ. Okay, so ang mga bisita namin ay mga people behind this movement led by API President George Winnicke. Maraming salamat.
All right. Thank you so much, Caroli, for joining us today. Mga ka-startups, ayan po, narinig nyo ang ating napakagaling na startup founder, PCI Tech, si Sergio Ramos. And Serge, may mga bumabati sa'yo. Marami kang fans. Ayan, si Maybelline Fernando, si
Teacher
Norby
May,
Laurio, and
Norbs.
si OJ Lopez ng Reva Staff. Binati ka from Cebu. And si Efrem de la Serna Jr., shout out sa inyong lahat. Ronel Suwan. And sa lahat po ng mga nakikinig sa amin globally dito sa Startup Nation, gaya ng dati, kulang na naman po tayo sa oras at napakaganda po ng ating mga usapan. Pero ganun po talaga, lahat ay may pagtatapos. Kami po ang Startup Nation ay lagi pong magbibigay sa inyo ng mga makabuluhang programa tungkol sa buhay-buhay ng mga startups. So bago po tayo magtapos, gusto ko lang po pasalamatan ang ating mga sponsors, Mr. Fluffy, the Cotton Candy Company, Snowrific Milk Tea, Mr. Geek, our web, mobile and innovations company. Again, kung meron po kayo mga requirements sa website development, mobile app development, and any kind of software development, please contact Mr. Geek. Ayan. And of course, we can never forget our magiging regular
Thank
sponsor
you.
na, our Consuelo Coffee. Lagi na natin makakasama every
Coffee
program.
price.
ng Startup Nation. Ayun
Okay.
po. Dito po nagtatapos ang ating programang Startup Nation. Muli po, ako po si Winner B na nagsasabi na tayo po mga startup ay dapat maging matapang. Sabi nga ni Serge, never say die. So do not be afraid to take risk in your life because if you lose, you can learn. But if you win, you can guide. Yan po. Maraming salamat po ulit. At kayo po ay sana patuloy na sumubaybay sa aming show. Follow us in our Facebook page. Subscribe to us in our YouTube channel. And lagi niyo pong abangan ang aming programa tuwing linggo, 10 a.m. to 12 noon dito po sa V81 Radio. Ayan po. Muli po, maraming salamat. Ito po uli ang Startup Nation. Nowhere to go but up.
But up.
Narito na ang programang tutulong sa mga startups sa Pilipinas.
Startup Nation.
Magbibigay ng mga patnubay at gabay at magsisilbing tulay sa mga importanteng tao para ang isang startup ay magtagumpay. Startup Nation. Pinangungunahan ng mga taong puno ng karanasan sa mundo ng startup, akademya at negosyo. Winner B at Dr. D at ang mukha at boses ng mga millennials, si Carmillennials. Startup Nation. Startup Nation. Tuwing linggo, 10 a.m. Philippine Time. Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio. Worldwide. Tunog Pinoy, Tatak Pinoy.
The future of radio.
This is your all hits, all Pinoy internet radio station. This is V81 Radio. Worldwide.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y mapapakinggan. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Ito ang radio mo, ito ang radio ko. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Dahil mahal namin kayo. V81 Radio, V81 Radio. Para sa inyo ito, V81 Radio.